The question is that the House insist on disagreeing to the amendments insisted on by the Senate, and I give the call to the Manager of Opposition Business.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Unfortunately, the Minister has just given an entirely misleading explanation of what is going on here, which sadly is not inconsistent with his form in this place over a number of years. The simple fact is that the bill before the House contains measures to support small business. That is true, including provisions for the instant asset write-off. That's also true. What is not true is that the coalition is opposed to the instant asset write-off. On the contrary, we support it, and the amendments that we moved in the Senate, which I'm pleased to say, received the support of the Senate in recognition, in cross-party recognition, of the merit, the compelling merit of the amendments we moved in the face of the obdurate opposition, the obdurate resistance of this government. The amendments we moved would in fact have extended and strengthened the effects of the instant asset write-off scheme. Why did we do this? We did this because on this side of the House we are consistent, resolute, determined, trenchant supporters of small business. We know that small business is the very foundation and bedrock of our economy. We know that small business people do whatever it takes to open their doors every day. And if sales are down, if times are tough, very often it is the business owner who accepts less in their pocket every month in terms of owners' drawings out of the business so that employees can continue to be paid. Small business people, small businesses are the very backbone of our economy, and our government has, when we're in government, the previous coalition government consistently supported small business, and we do consider that the amendments that we moved in the Senate, amendments that were accepted by a range of other parliamentarians representing a range of other parties and quite a number of independents as well, the amendments that we moved in the Senate, we think have compelling merit, and it's disappointing, I have to say, it's disappointing that the government is not prepared to consider them. We think they speak absolutely for themselves in terms of the benefit they will bring to small business people all around Australia. And let's remember, this is a cold, dark, long winter for small businesses. This is a very grim time. Very soon, thanks to the extraordinary laws passed by this government, laws that reflect the agenda of the union movement, that dance to the tune of the union paymasters, of every one of the Labor parliamentarians in this place, every one of whose pre-selection depends upon the union bosses, as a consequence of the laws that have been passed in this place by these servants of the union movement, a movement that can command only 8% of private sector employees amongst members. As a consequence of that, small business people around the country will very shortly have no legal protection when they are visited by a large group of burly, tattooed union officials with their CFMEU or other patches on their T-shirts and jackets, and the capacity of those small business people to be able to resist that demand to enter will be, thanks to the perverse laws this government has passed, small business people sadly will face no option but to have union thugs, and sadly when it comes to certainly the CFMEU, many of them convicted criminals, convicted multiple times, many of them, will be free to enter the premises of small businesses around this country. On the other side of the House, they think that's a laughing matter. We don't think it's a laughing matter. We think it's very serious indeed. We think it's a grave error of judgment. But in this grim, dark winter for small businesses, the amendments that we moved in the Senate, which would have extended the operation of the instant asset write-off scheme, would bring a shaft of light into the lives of small business people, They were passed by the Senate. On this side of the House, we strongly believe that they should also be passed by this House.